amazing gathering, and I can see also kids coming here. So if we can start, and before giving you an introduction about us, I will ask you a very weird question. I don't think anybody asked you that question before. What did you feel when you heard about crypto the first time? When I heard about it, kind of scam? It's weird? Should I trust it? Did anybody in the join here a few years back have the same feeling? Raise your hand. I'm raising it because that's what I felt in the very beginning. My mom and my sister, until now, I have to convince them. Don't be shy. I was like that. So the session today, we will not be discussing any investment. Chainalysis, we don't do investment. Chainalysis, our job is to build trust in the blockchain. So before we start and telling you exactly what we do, I hope that maybe later, if anyone interested, we can also demo for you what we do. We work with government. We work with three-letter agencies, Interpol, Europol, UAE government, to understand the transaction in the blockchain, to understand if there is any illicit activity, to understand if someone gets scammed, someone gets stolen funds, someone's related not only to crypto, but NFTs, DeFi. How many of you heard about DeFi in that event? Anyone? DeFi technology? No one? Okay. So I believe it's a very good session to educate each other about what's going on. We're very privileged that we're in the UAE, in a country that is taking the lead when it comes to the crypto. They want to be the market leader and the global leader when it comes to cryptocurrency. We have very good regulators when it comes to ADGM in Abu Dhabi, when it comes to VARA, and we're very proud that we're working with them. I don't want to talk a lot about technical, especially lots of you here, they are not having, let's say, much about background in investigation in crypto. But I want to tell you that the blockchain, it is transparent. We're taking the advantage of this transparent to give you, as an investors, a trust that when you're going to a company or any case that can happen to you in the future, you can trace it, and also a tool and a way to communicate with the law enforcement. So, one example, anybody can tell me about any case that happened to him for a stolen fund or a scam? No one? No one gets scammed whatsoever? How much? Okay. Okay. Anyone else? All your wallets are secured? Okay. That is perfect. Okay, so the government needs lots of support from us as an investor. We need to know who we are working with. We need to be also educated in that matter. I don't want to be shy until today I get educated. It doesn't matter that which technology that I'm interested in. I want you to be the same. Get educated about the technology. Get educated about the project that you will be investing in. Get educated about the DeFi protocol that you will be investing in. Once you know more, I don't think that it will be related anymore to scam or illicit activity. There are lots of speed when it comes to the government. I think all of us here today, we don't come from one country, from different countries. Government and law enforcement in our countries, it's very hard for them to keep the speed of learning. So we don't expect that the job, we give it only to the government and the law enforcement, that I got scammed, I got hacked, someone stole my asset, you go to the government and you think that they will solve it for you. We need to take also that kind of responsibility. We need to know which project that we're working with and if it's legit or not, and it's based on what. The whole idea of crypto started with a very simple way. The whole idea is to give power to the people by making Bitcoin, to make it democratizing the asset, rather than it's much more controlled by the banks. But that made it very widely used. So we need to understand who we're working with and build that kind of trust. So in Chainalysis, we have 1,500 investigators. We're working from the government in Japan to the government in the US. If anybody of you like investigation and likes those movies about the police trying to trace scammers and drug dealers, there are lots of cases that we solved. Just write Chainalysis and pick up a government, and you will find lots of cases that's happened. We are working, as I mentioned here in the UAE, again, to build that kind of trust in the ecosystem. When it comes to the government, of course, the central bank, it's very important to work with the beautiful people that we're having here. When it comes to the law enforcement, and of course the private sector. When it comes to the private sector, the exchanges that you're working with, they also need to understand where this asset coming from. Because someone can steal an asset and send it to that project or that DeFi, and simply he got stuck with a dirty asset that he cannot change. I will not go a lot. Anybody here heard about Axie Infinity before? The gaming company that got hacked 6 months ago. Axie Infinity, it was a DeFi. You heard about it? Okay, anyone else heard about Axie Infinity? Okay, good. So that company is a DeFi company. No matter what kind of security that you're having, no matter what kind of system that you're having, it can be affected. And that's why at our system, we don't only stop the illicit activity from happening, we want to build trust by simply even chasing the asset from those criminals when they go to another exchange. So once it's hacked, we can trace it. And that's exactly lots of cases that we have solved. Some of them were exchanges. Imagine, just an exchange, they get hacked, all of your assets with the exchange disappear. Our tool that builds that kind of transparency, we give it to the government, we give it to the law enforcement, and we allow also to the private sector to use it. And that's the whole idea of the session today, to give you that insight. There are ways. The government here are taking that kind of initiative to really give you that kind of support. But again, there is a huge part comes from your side when it's come to understanding the technology, who you will be investing with. How does it work? Some people, they say, this is not privacy. What you're doing? Like, do you have a system to trace the assets? Do you have a system to know exactly what's going on in the wallet? But this is not privacy. I want to be, everything that I'm doing, I want it private. But the whole idea of blockchain, that it is transparent. When Satoshi Nakamoto, he invented the Bitcoin, I don't know he or she or whatever, he made it transparent because it was like, why the banks are just printing money, correct? We need a system, we need money coming to the people that they can control it, and it's transparent. It's 21 million coin and that's it. But with that transparency of the blockchain, we can use this and we can analyze all those kind of criminals that they are stealing assets. They're using it from drugs, they're using it from corruption, they're using it from terrorist group funding to really chase them and stop them. But what is that for you? Is that benefit for you? Because we don't offer that service for simple investor, we're offering it to the government. But it's much more to giving you that kind of insight. It can be done. Lots of ways that those criminals are using, and again, it depends about what interest that you have, and I can tell you lots of stories that we encounter in the UAE, in outside of the UAE, and it's very complicated because it can affect us all. When there is, for example, just a wallet that they are telling you, please, charity for the kids in Syria, and you just donate X, but actually they're taking this asset and they're giving it to a terrorist group funding. So our system, with the help of government and partnering with them, with the law enforcement, with different entities there, we are able not just to tell a company that's working in crypto that this is belonging to a terrorist group. No, we tell you which terrorist group. Not only a scam, we can identify which scam. We can identify which stolen fund it is, or which even a drug case it is. And again, it's much more about the DeFi technology. DeFi technology is booming now. Lots of projects here and across the UAE regarding DeFi. NFTs. If anybody know Emirates, they started their NFTs now. Etihad Airlines, they started their NFTs. Yesterday, ADGM, the regulator in Abu Dhabi, they approved companies to be regulated with them under NFTs. So NFTs are also going, but the same risk. There is a risk. There is a risk if I link my wallet to some entity and simply disappear. Can a company provide that kind of transparency when I'm working with and can trace back the asset for me that was stolen? Anybody heard about Uniswap before? Ava protocol, those are very advanced. I think some of the people here, they have used it or not, but again, crypto is all about transparency, but with that transparency, there is a complex when it's come to analyzing for the usual person. Me, my friends, it's not easy to analyze it unless that you have a tool that give you that kind of transparency that you can understand. That investor that I will put my money with, what liquidity he have? Does he have the collateral or the money? Okay, he have it today, but what will happen after 1 week? Can I still monitor that investor? Where is he taking my asset? What if it hacked and it moved away and he just, I think you saw the movie in Netflix, the guy died of the exchange and the investor just lost it. Can you trace the asset if it went somewhere else? That's why we come in play, and that's how we partner with companies to offering them that solution. Hopefully the companies that we met today, we also partner with them as we are partnering with many other companies globally and other exchanges. We're very happy that most of the exchanges in the UAE that are regulated under ADGM or under VARA, they're working with us. They're having their own legal entity here. And yes, so someone will ask me, how you guys get this data? How can you analyze this data? With our investigators, we analyze different things, very simple ways, even social media, even Facebook, but this is not privacy. We are not going to check each and every person. But if someone get hacked, that gentleman that he prepared coffee for me today, if he got his assets stolen and he lost all of his investment, and he's coming to the law enforcement to say, I lost my money, it doesn't matter much as to really to retrieve that asset back to him. I don't care about that investor who is putting billions of dollars and I want everything to be transparent as much as I matter for me to more. No one get abused and then getting those kind of data in darknet market and someone abuse him to get that kind of crypto unless it will be exposed. Those are the people that is much more to the illicit activity, and those are the people that we really need to find a way to protect them, and that's how we can build trust in the blockchain. If the government, if the law enforcement, they cannot control it, we will not be here today. They will consider us like 2-3 years back. Oh, crypto, this is belonging to the drugs, it's belonging to terrorists, it's belonging. But there are ways that we are constantly trying to educate and help people from the ecosystem, people from the government, normal investors, that we need all to be educated. We need to understand the tool and how we can work together to really develop it. DeFi or crypto, they have big potential in the future. As you know, UAE, they want to be the leader. The metaverse are coming. NFT are increasing. So it will be the future. But it will never be the future unless that it's regulated, unless that we are educated in it, and unless that we build that kind of trust with each other, that I trust you. My asset and my investment will not get lost. So yes, that's it. I will not be going through, even though there is one slide, it's very complicated slide, but this slide, it's about an exchange that they get stolen. And this took days to understand. Again, it's part of investigation. I don't think that all of you like investigation, but just to make it very simple for you, someone stole asset, he moved it to thousands of wallets, DeFi wallet, and then later he sent it to someone telling him, oh, this money is clean, it's coming from my wallet, everything is clean. No, we can trace this. And in crypto, what we're seeing before, or hackers, it's not just a kid hacking in a basement. We have cases that is nation-supported, government-supported hacks, like North Korea. So they hacked the system, they stole $600 million, and we traced them. And we stopped them with an exchange. And we were able to retrieve back the assets. So scams are not for hundreds of thousands, it's millions of dollars. It's not done by just kids, it's done by nation-supported groups. And who knows, maybe indirectly or directly we get involved in something like this, because those guys, they need to money launder those assets. So they will be coming somewhere. So that's exactly what we do. Again, our job is to build trust in the blockchain by being transparent, by giving you some kind of power to understand who you are working with. Okay, thank you. I'm done with my session. Thank you. Thank you.